तमेव लोकशङ्करं नमामि शङ्करं गुरुं नमामि शङ्करं गुरुं नमामि शङ्करं गुरुं.
शृङ्गाद्रिवासाय विधिप्रियाय कारुण्यवाराम्बुधये नताय विज्ञानदायाखिलभाग्यदाय श्री शारदाख्याय नमो महिम्ने. सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. With Sashtanga Pranamas to the Padapadmas of the Ubhay Jagadgurus. In the past few episodes, we have commenced discussing the meaning of the Kamalajadayitashtaka, an octet of shlokas composed by the 33rd Jagadguru of the Sringeri Sharada Peetham, Jagadguru Shri Sachidananda Shivabhinava Narasimhabharati Mahaswami. So, we have come to the third shloka. Papaugham dhvamsayitva bahujani rachitam किंच पुण्यालिमारात् संपाद्य आस्तिक्य बुद्धिं श्रुति गुरुवचनेष्वादरं भक्तिदार्ढ्यं देवाचार्यद्विजातिष्वपि मनुनिवहे तावकीने नितान्तं विद्यां शुद्धां च बुद्धिं कमलजदयिते सत्वरं देहि मह्यम्. This is the third shloka. Here, Acharya is telling us what we should ask from Devi. So, in any time that anything is being asked, there are two things that influence what should be asked. One is the asker, the yachaka. The second person is the recipient or the giver, the data. So, depending on who is asking and depending on who is being asked, the object that is being asked will change. So, in this situation, the jiva is asking. There is a jiva. The jiva is bound. He is bound by his karmas. He is bound by all the actions that he has accumulated over many lifetimes. On top of that, his mind is polluted by things like kama and krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. The main cause of all of this is his ragadvesha. So this is his mental state. And on top of that, he wants sukha. He wants permanent happiness. So this is who is asking. So then on the other hand, the person that is being asked here is Devi, Sharada Devi, Parameshwari. So she is all-knowing, all-powerful, omniscient, omnipotent. She is merciful, she is dayakari, she is merciful. So when this is the situation, and what is the end goal? As we said, vidyam shuddhancha buddhim. We want shuddha vidya, atma jnana. For that atma jnana, we want shuddha buddhi, a pure mind. So when the person that is asking is a jiva of this nature that wants a pure mind and thereby jnana and thereby moksha, then what should he ask? That list is what is being told in this shloka. So if we need moksha, we need jnana. If we need jnana, we need a pure mind. So how do you get that purity of mind? What is the samagri? What is the prerequisite to becoming someone with a pure mind? So that is the list that Acharya is giving us here, that we are asking Devi for. Papaugham dhvamsayitva. The first thing that needs to be done is Papaugham dhvamsayitva. The dhvamsa of the Papa Samuha. Ogha means Samuha. Papaugham dhvamsayitva. We need to remove the papas. So the word Papa in Samskrita is, or in our literature, is used in one of four ways. Most commonly, it is used to mean a papa karma, an act that is prohibited by the Vedas, by dharma, by morals. So that act is called a papa. The word papa is also used to mean the papa phala. So the dukkha that is obtained through such sinful acts is also called papa sometimes. It is less common, but we see this usage also. The word papa also refers to the papa samskara. So the pollution of the mind is also called papa. And lastly, the fourth meaning that we see is someone that has committed a papa, a sinner. So papaha means a sinful person. Papam, when used in Napunsakalinga, will mean a sin. Papaha, when used in Pullinga, means a sinful person. Papa in Strilinga will mean a sinful woman. Like in that way, the word papa is also used to mean someone that has committed a sin. Here, when we say papogham dhamsayitva, we mean two things from this. So one is the papa phala, one is the papa samskara. So the papa phala is dukkha. If you do punya, the result of that is sukha. If you do papa, the result of that is dukkha. So when that dukkha is imminent, or when a papa has been committed, there are three ways to get rid of that dukkha. The first way is through anubhava, just experience it. There are many smriti vakyas for this. Na bhuktam kshiyate karma kalpakoti shatairapi avashyam anubhoktavyam kritam karma shubhashubham. So in this way, experiencing the karma is one way to get rid of the karma, that papa karma. Another method given to us in Shastras is called prayaschitta. So in Shastra, for certain sins performed in certain ways, there are certain karmas that have been told, which if practiced, given the nature of the sin, given the nature of the prayaschitta and the mind of the person who is doing it, it will mitigate the fruit of the papa, it will reduce the fruit of the papa, it will change the way that the dukkha is experienced, or depending on the situation, it may even be able to remove the papa completely. So that is the second way. This is not there for all papas, only some papas. So wherever Shastra has given prayaschitta for some papas, for those papas only these prayashchittas will be used. The third way is the hardest way. It is through the obtainment of jnana. So, jnanagnis sarva karmani bhasmasat kurute arjuna. Yathedhamsi samidhognir bhasmasat kurute arjuna. Jnanagnis sarva karmani bhasmasat kurute tatha. So just as fire will burn dried twigs and wood into ashes, in the same way, the fire of jnana also destroys all karma, it burns all karma. So all the sanchita karma will go, the prarabdha will remain, but the sanchita karma, all the papas in sanchita karma and punyas also, papas and punyas, the sum total of the karma will be destroyed. So these are the three ways that the papa karmas can be removed. The papa phala can be removed. So out of these, the first two definitely need to be done, in the sense that some things will have to be experienced. We cannot do anything about that. Some things though, we can do prayashchittas. That is why, for example, every year after upakarma, you have to do that Sahasra Gayatri as prayashchitta for anything you have done. Anytime prayashchitta is done, Sahasra Gayatri is a general prayashchitta. So if at all we worry that anything has been done wrong, Sahasra Gayatri is a general prayashchitta. In the same way, there are many pujas that we do across the year. There are many danas that are told to be done across the year. In many of these Mahalaya Pakshas and all, there are many danas that are prescribed for the sake of general prayashchittas. So in this way, doing these karmas as prayashchittas is one thing. The second thing is, we need to get rid of the papa samskara. Because when a papa is committed, it is not just the dukkha that comes to us, but there is a certain vasana that is attached to the mind. So that vasana helps us in repeating the same act. Just as going to the Devalaya, for example, going to the Devalaya twice or thrice will develop a sadvasana in you. That is a good vasana. That will make you more likely to go to the Devalaya again. Or reading, studying. If you are used to studying, you are more likely to keep studying. In the same way, whatever you repeat will generate a samskara in your mind that will make you prone to repeating that act again. Usually speaking, unless the act itself is extremely unfavorable, the samskara generated in the mind will be conducive to us repeating that act again. In the same way, a papa samskara is such that we have committed some papa and we think that we have gotten some sukha because of that. That is how it is in the loka, right? You want some sukha and you commit a papa for that. So when that happens, you become attuned to that. You get a samskara that will make you more likely to perform that act again. Someone that has lied once is more likely to lie again. If you do not lie at all, it is harder to utter the first lie than it is to utter the second lie, because the samskara has built up. So we need to get rid of those samskaras. How do we get rid of the samskaras? You just have to be vigilant with the mind. Bhagavan says in Gita, this comes in reference to yoga anushtana, but it works just as well when it comes to action and inaction when it comes to papas. Yato yato nischarati manaschanchalam asthiram tatas tato niyamyaitad atmanyeva vasham nayet. So in yoga anushtana, Bhagavan is basically saying whenever the manas strays, whenever the mind strays from the object of meditation, be vigilant and keep pulling it back. We need to do the same thing with our mind when it comes to performing papas. If at all we find that our manas is even thinking about doing something sinful, if we find that our manas is at all even showing a liking towards something sinful, we immediately need to be vigilant and restrain it, pull it back. As you do that, as the manas is restrained from those sinful thoughts, in due course of time, that samskara itself will be removed. And one more important thing for these samskaras is, we can try to replace samskaras as well. So if you are thinking about one thing and you find that the thought is something that you should not be thinking about, you need to immediately start thinking about something else. This is where things like Bhagavan Namasmarana, Mantra Smarana, things like this come in handy here. So when you are thinking about something that is improper, you need to have a proper thought, an auspicious thought to replace that with. So whenever you think of something, immediately replace it with Bhagavan Nama, to Daiva Namasmarana. So in that way, we will be reducing our Papa Samskaras also. So that is what is the next part. Kincha punyali marat sampadya. How do you accrue punya? So the accruement of punya, it goes hand in hand with the determent of papa. So as you remove papa, you need to replace it with punya. And then we may get one question though. We are saying that we need to get rid of karma. Just as papa is a karma, punya is also karma. So both are conducive to bondage. Both are causes for bondage. So why is it that punya karmas need to be done? Because there are some things that are needed to break out of bondage. If we want that jnana, there are certain tools that we need, there are certain situations that we need, there are certain things that we need to have if we wish to get jnana. Those all are only obtainable through punya. So for example, you need a healthy body, you need a healthy mind, you need a peaceful environment, you need a situation in the family that is conducive to that. Many people want to do sadhana, but because of one thing or the other, the situation in their family does not allow them to do whatever it is that they want to do. In the same way, you need a Sadguru. You need a Guru that is a Jnani, a proper Guru that can guide you in your path. So you need such a Guru. In the same way, you need a lifespan, you need a long lifetime so that you can continue sadhana for some time, so that it is not a short life will mean that the sadhana you can perform also will be very short. So rather than that, you need a long lifespan. You need the Sad Buddhi. You need the first of all, you need that firm resolve that this is something that I need to do. So all of these things are only obtainable through punya. Only through great punya will you get a Sadguru. Only through punya will you get a strong and healthy body. Only through punya will you have a happy family, or a social situation that is conducive to the practice of Swadharma. So for all of this, you need punya. And that punya is only possible through the performance of Satkarma. So that is why kincha punyali marat sampadya. Then you need astikya buddhi. So how do you know what is punya and what is papa? Only through Veda. Shastra is what tells us what is punya and what is papa. Shasanat shamsanadvapi shastramit yabhidhiyate. Because it does shamsana, it praises some things. This is good, this should be done. And also shasanat shamsanadvapi. So shamsana is done, shasana is also done. So shasana, it does vidhi. You should do this now, you should do that now. So this satkarma and asatkarma, this vidhi nishedha vibhaga is given to us by Veda. There are some things in Veda that cannot be known through any other pramana. For example, what should be done when? So this should be done in this time, this should not be done in this time. In this karma, this is a dravya, this is a devata, this is the order that this karma needs to be done. Such things are not knowable to us but for Veda. So it is faith in that Veda that is called astikya. So the word astikya comes from the word asti. He who believes that asti, it is there, is called an astika. What does he believe? Because everyone believes that something or the other is there. Someone who believes that a paraloka is there, someone who believes that only this loka is there. Everyone will say that asti for something or the other. So asti in the sense that those things that are only knowable through Veda, those things that one can only know of through Veda, tat asti, that is there. Someone who believes in that way is called an astika. That is why an astika means someone who believes in Veda pramanya, that Veda is pramana. For example, as we talked about this vidhi and nishedha, that there is a punarjanma, that there is a paraloka, that there is an atma separate from the body, that there is a paramatma, that this atma and the paramatma are the same. All of these things are taught through Veda. So someone who believes in that Veda and has complete faith and resolve in the things that are propounded by the Vedas is called an astika. So we need that astikya buddhi, we need that resolve in Veda so that we will turn away from papa and turn towards punya. And in the same way, Shruti Guru Vachane Shvadaram, this is called Shraddha, Adara. So a love or a respect for the words of Veda and the words of the Guru. And that is what we get in Viveka Chudamani. Shastrasya Guruvakyasya Satyabuddhyavadharana Sa Shraddha Kathita Sadbhihi Yayavastu Upapadyate. So that is called Shraddha, which is that Satyabuddhyavadharana, the faith that this is completely true, without a shred of a doubt, the faith that this is true. In what? Shastrasya Guruvakyasya. When Veda tells something, this is true, without a doubt this is true. When the Guru says something, without a doubt this is true. So that kind of a faith is called Shraddha. That is what is being told here. Shruti Guru Vachane Shvadaram. And then Bhakti Daridhyam, not just faith, but you need to have love, respect. You need to have bhakti, devotion towards these certain aspects. Deva Acharya Dvijatishvapi Manunivahe Tavakine. Deve, towards Bhagavan you need to have bhakti. Acharya, towards your Guru you need to have bhakti. Devacharya Dvijatishu, towards Veda Panditas you should have bhakti. And then Manunivahe Tavakine, towards the mantras of Bhagavan you should have bhakti. So three of these things here we see, Deva, Acharya and Manunivaha. The Devata, the Guru and the mantra. You need to have bhakti towards all three of these. And these three are not separate. We see in Mantra Shastra that the Guru, the Devata and the mantra are not different. They are one and the same. So as we have said before, we have spoken about this before. There is the Veda mantra, Yasya Deve Para Bhaktihi Yatha Deve Tatha Guru. You should have the same bhakti you have towards Bhagavan should be there towards your Guru. Bhagavan is not separate from your Guru. It is Bhagavan himself who, in order to grace you, comes as a Guru. This is what the Shastras are telling us. So Bhagavan and Guru are the same. In the same way, Bhagavan and the mantra are also the same. So the mantra is not just a sound that is used to worship Bhagavan. So when we say the Guru gave me a mantra of a Devata, it seems in this Vakya, when we speak in this way, it seems that the Bhagavan is different, the mantra is different, Guru is different. So there is one person that is giving the mantra is separate, it is being given, and through this mantra some other Devata is being worshipped. So in this way it seems that this Guru, mantra and Devata are all different. But that is not the case. The Devata and the mantra are also the same. The mantra is the sonic form of the Devata. So just as the physical form of the Devata is a Vigraha, just as the geometric representation of the Devata is a Yantra, right? We see Shri Chakra, this Yantra, that Yantra. So you will have circles and triangles and lotuses and petals and squares and whatnot. So just as the geometric representation of the Devata is a Yantra, in the same way, the manifestation of the Devata in Shabda, the sonic manifestation of the Devata is a mantra. So when we say that the Guru gave you the mantra of a Devata, what we actually mean is the Guru gave you the Devata as a mantra. So if the Guru does Upadesha of the Panchakshari mantra, the Guru has not given you a mantra of Shiva. The Guru has given you Shiva as the mantra. In the same way, if the Guru gives you Ganesha mantra, you have not been given a mantra of Ganesha. You have been given Ganesha himself as a mantra. So because this is the situation, we should have the utmost bhakti towards Deva, Acharya and Tavakena Manunivaha. So towards the Devata, the Guru and the mantras, and also dvijatishu, towards Veda Panditas, because Veda, as we said, Nigamaya Sukarma Bodhine, Veda is what tells us what is good for us. Any shreyas that we have, the root for that is Veda. Without Veda, it is very difficult, if not impossible, to know what dharma is, what our dharma is, and to perform the Satkarma that, as we said earlier, will get rid of the Papa Vasanas and will give us good samskaras, and thereby will put us in the path for Moksha. Veda is the root for all of this. So therefore, we should have the utmost faith towards Veda. How do we show our devotion to Veda? See, Veda will not come in front of us as a person. So instead, we show our respect towards Veda through the places where Veda is contained and preserved, that is to say, Veda Panditas. So when we respect Veda Panditas, get the utmost respect because they embody Veda. We worship Veda through them. So it is important that we have that respect towards Veda Panditas also. So we have asked for all of this from Devi so that we may have a pure mind. So if all of this is there, if you remove the Papa Vasanas from your mind, if you do Satkarmas and inculcate good samskaras in your mind, in the same way, if you have that astikya buddhi, if you have that faith in Veda, and if you have that utmost devotion towards the Guru, Devata and the Mantra, all of whom are one entity, not separate, if you have the utmost bhakti towards all of them and the utmost bhakti towards Veda Purusha and Veda Panditas, this is the process to getting Chittashuddi. If you do all of this, if all of these qualities are inculcated, then in due course of time, you will attain Chittashuddi, purity of mind, Shuddha Buddhi, and then in due course of time, you will get Shuddha Vidya, Atma Jnana, and then we will get Moksha. That is why we are asking Devi for all of this. Devi, please allow me to remove my papas, allow me to obtain some punyas, please give me that astikya buddhi, please give me bhakti towards Bhagavan, give me bhakti towards the Guru, give me bhakti towards your mantras, and then you will very easily be able to give me Chittashuddi and Moksha. So let us pray to Devi for all of these, and in the coming shloka, we will look at the Rupa of Devi, what is the form of Devi. So in the previous shloka, in the second shloka, we have talked about how Bhagavatpada did Pratishtha of Devi here. In the coming shloka, we will look at the Rupa of Devi. So what is the form of Devi? Why has Devi taken upon this particular form, and what is the import of that? All of this we will discuss in the coming session. Namah Shankaraya.